Good morning and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. It's November 6th. I'm Kurt Ludlow.
And I'm Jessica Ralston. We have a lot to get to this morning. We're going to jump right in. On the national stage, former President Donald Trump repeating his 2016 and 2020 successes in the Buckeye State, winning Ohio with a little over 55% of the vote. Ohio, just one of the 28 states that have been officially called in the former president's favor, helping him win the presidency 4 years after failing in his bid for re-election in 2020. That means Trump has become only the second person in U.S. history to win non-consecutive terms as president. The other, Grover Cleveland, in 1893. Trump's running mate promising a brighter economic future for Americans.
After the greatest political comeback in American history, we're going to lead the greatest economic comeback in American history under Donald Trump's leadership.
One of the many senatorial candidates that backed Trump during the election was Ohio's Bernie Moreno. It turns out that endorsement paid off.
The Cleveland businessman squaring off with Democratic incumbent Sherrod Brown in one of the most expensive races in Ohio history. Estimates show the two campaigns spent a combined $500 million.
After all the cash and dust settled, it was Moreno who walked out victorious, the Republicans securing victory with just over 50% of the vote.
Here to break down the contentious yet debateless race is Mike McCarthy. Hello, Mike.
Kurt, good morning to you. Jessica, to you as well. Yes, guys, no debate between these candidates, but a lot to talk about with this morning for sure, as it now looks like an increasingly conservative-leaning state of Ohio has caught up to Sherrod Brown, who up until now has been able to weather the shifting political tides here in the state of Ohio over the course of the last decade. But after 3 consecutive terms as the senator from the state of Ohio, the seat is no longer Sherrod Brown's. It now belongs to Bernie Moreno, and Moreno used his speech last night to really celebrate what he sees as a larger political agenda for Washington, D.C. and for the country in its entirety. This race did remain close in the lead up to Election Day, and as you guys mentioned, it set political ad records. Moreno thanking Donald Trump last night for being decisive in backing his campaign. He talked about the dawn of a new Republican leadership in D.C., mentioning school choice, immigration, energy independence, and fiscal responsibility as well. While Sherrod Brown told his supporters he will always believe all work has dignity.
What we're going to do is massively reduce the size and scale of the federal government, and we're going to do it from Congress, because it's Congress that has the power of the purse.
It will never be wrong to fight for organized labor. It will never be wrong to fight for the freedom of women to make their health care decisions. It surely will never be wrong. It surely will never be wrong to fight for civil rights and human rights.
Sherrod Brown also telling his supporters not to second-guess themselves nor how hard they worked for his campaign. He described his loss as a disappointment, but not a failure. And he said he will keep fighting for the people and for the workers of Ohio. Jessica and Kurt, Bernie Moreno told us that his victory signifies voters want action, they want change, something he told us he would deliver. We're live on your side this morning. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
Overall, it was undeniably a strong night across Ohio for the Republican Party.
Isabel Hansen spent election night at their watch party with their reactions.
The Ohio Republican Watch Party received the news that they waited for and wanted this election night. The Secretary of State says it's clear Ohioans are common sense people, and he tells me that their values align with the Republican Party's values. It was a very spirited group. When they heard the AP call the race in Ohio for former President Trump, they screamed. Then seeing Bernie Moreno win, people in the crowd literally jumped up and down and chanted his name. We also heard from the issue 1 opponents claiming victory. They say Vote No was an outspent grassroots campaign, and they attribute their success to legislators across the state. Opponents of issue 1 thanked people for voting no. As for Election Day in general, I spoke with Secretary of State Frank LaRose, and he says it was a smooth day.
We've seen that millions of Ohioans cast their votes, and the process ran exactly as it should. Now, there are all these things that come up on Election Day. There's a power outage here. There's an incident that happens there. But the key is, how do you work through those issues? Because Election Day is a no-fail operation.
Overall, lawmakers here at the Republican Party Watch Party tell me that we all should feel good about being part of the election process and using our voices to make a decision. Congressman Mike Carey says it's a great day to be a Republican and a great day to be in Ohio. On your side in Columbus, I'm Isabel Hansen, ABC 6 News.